All right, we're going to take a look at Bitcoin and what's going on for the week ahead. We're going to take a look at the crypto fear and greed indicator. We're also going to look at the altcoin market cap. So let's dive into this video and check that out.
Trade Genius.
Guys, another example of a trade that we took in the room, off a nice moneymaker buy on KNC. Again, we're talking about catching these swing trades, a nice trade up that we caught. A lot of opportunities in the alts right now with these types of moves. So again, if you're interested in that, we got a special ending tonight for the 3-day weekend. And you can check those specials out over at tradelikeagenius.com. Okay, as far as the weekly outlook goes on Bitcoin, let's take a look at the weekly chart. I'm going to focus in on this weekly candle here. All right. This is basically like a shooting star type candle, right? So this is kind of a bearish candle in general. If it's at the top of a move, very bearish, you would usually short that. Your stop would be above that long wick and then a reversal. Based on where this is in the chart, if it's happening typically in a downtrend, that you would look for more continuation of that being down. So a lot of times, now this is part of a pullback, right? So we've had this move up to this what's become this upper trend line, and then a pullback. And so basically what that tells us is that in the week, we had a push up and the bears came back in and pushed it right back down. Small green body, so a little higher close. So basically at this point, based on a candle like that, it would be very bullish to get back above it. So the high and low of this candle to me is going to be key, I think, for this week as far as momentum. So the low of that is 34.81 on Coinbase and the high is 37.65 again on Coinbase. So looking for that. Now, that's the weekly chart. Again, weekly is kind of consolidating. This is off of a big bearish move on the weekly, and we are still in this range that we've been talking about from the 2017 run up, where we had a big bull bear fight in this range. Again, we expect this to be somewhat of a battle zone for a while, but these lows now critical that they hold for the bulls. Let's take a look at the daily chart. Daily chart. These zones here is what I've identified as basically areas of interest. As you can see, we moved up. This one was drawn before this fight up here, and it rolled over. This trend line was kind of in play based on these touches here, and we've kind of broken that here. So this trend line is just, to me, not really that beneficial at this point. So this one more so up here. So any support would be looking at this level here around the 3380 to 4000, or 3380 to 3400 level, excuse me. I expect if we get a wick down there, I would be looking for longs at that point, especially if we wicked down, took out these prior lows here from the last week or so, and then closed back above them and closed back above this 3570 level. I think that would be probably fuel for a bounce back up into possibly testing this 4000 range. Otherwise, if we close below this level, I think we're going to definitely probably be looking to take out the prior lows of 3124, and that could be all this could happen this week. So right now, because of that weekly close, there's a bit of indecisiveness here. If we look at the smaller time frames, like the 4 hour, we were talking about this in the room, how this formation was similar, a smaller version, a fractal of this formation, but we kind of had this move up here and then rolled over. So it looks, this area here looks similar to this area here. Little shortened though. Okay, we had this down dip, sort of kind of a weird head and shoulders, move up, consolidate, move back down. So interesting that it happened and looks the same fractally, although this one again is a little shorter and compressed. Where does that lead? Where does that lead us? This is going to basically be kind of the getting a close back above this is going to be probably bullish, and again probably sending us back up to 4000 to test those prior highs. So otherwise, again, we're talking about losing the 3450 level. More than likely is going to take us down and try to retest this 31 prior lows down here at the 3130 area on Coinbase. All right, so still fighting this fib zone, this green area here. You know, that's still a fib zone that if you can clear back out, take out this prior high of 3765, you're actually going to be still targeting a 4500 fib extension to the upside. Otherwise, we have downside fib extensions currently at 2882. So, you know, we're technically in a higher low on larger time frames, but we've made a lower low and a lower high on the 4 hour. So basically, unless we make a higher high, probably aren't going to be looking for anything bullish until that happens. So again, that's going to be looking to clear the 3765. All right. So those are the levels this week. Again, I think you know, sometimes we get in these areas where it's pretty indecisive. And if we look big picture wise, we're consolidating. And if we drill down to the hourly, guys, I mean, look, this action here sideways has just been a lot of stop hunting. And normally what we try to do is get a nice decent long trade going, but you know, it's like this breaks down, okay, then you figure the shorts are going to come in here, and now that we've broken down and hit 3484, and then what happens, a big BART move kind of kills the structure for the shorts, and then we're back above this line in the sand at 3620 area, and we've been kind of like oscillating above and below that. So to me, this is kind of like a point of control, this 3620 area, but a lot of just big moves up and down, kind of like stop runs. So this whole area has been really messy, and this will become a larger area of support or resistance once it's broken out. So this is what I mean by sometimes we get into these areas of indecisiveness. Now, on a smaller time frame, you know, the channel that we like to trade in, you know, is a fairly decent sized channel. So taking a long here, or if you want to buy, let's say they break these lows, sometimes they like to grab liquidity below the lows and it closes back up. That could be a nice spot for a long, and then you place your stop below that low and then try to aim for the top side of the channel, knowing that you might run into resistance here at this 3600 level. All right, so that's drilling down to the hourly time frame and for like some of those smaller type swing trades. All right, guys, that's pretty much it for the price action. As far as the crypto fear and greed goes, we'll notice that we don't really have anything that's in the buy area for crypto fear and greed. We initially had a buy signal back on November 23rd. And if we look at that, November 23rd, let's go back to a daily. November 23rd takes us to this area here, and really didn't see much of a bounce, actually went lower. Finally did get a bounce on the 28th. We had some readings that were lower, but that first initial read that we like didn't really happen. And then it came back up to that level that had previously signaled it, and they were kind of rolled back over. And then so the price has kind of gotten sideways, similar to what's going on up here, except it's more compressed actually than up here. So crypto fear and greed probably won't give us another real good signal unless we get a nice breakdown out of this range. So we'll keep an eye on that. But right now, it's just the fear and greed indicator doesn't really help us in this range right now with this price action. Last thing I wanted to look at was the total market cap for the alts. All right, guys, so again, bigger picture in play is this descending wedge. And we had talked about if we can get a decisive break out of this wedge, we'd be eyeballing this area of volume node up here, up in the 90, you know, call it 90 to 100, or 90 billion to 100 billion market cap. Big volume void here, right? So that we could move up quickly through that. But that's going to be hindered by Bitcoin unless we decouple here. Bitcoin on the last pullback saw a lot of the alts do a similar move. It hasn't been 100% correlated across the board. Some alts are kind of just doing their thing. But I think if we can get a little bit of a push and clear this prior level of resistance on the market cap around 63 billion, then I think you could see you could definitely see a quick move, because this would be retracing that area where Bitcoin fell through that 5,000 mark. So you could see a decent move up there, and there'd be a lot of opportunities on the alts. But if Bitcoin does break down, does lose that prior low, the whole space is gonna suffer. Otherwise, this is a more bullish looking than the current Bitcoin bottom, in my opinion. And we are trying to eke out of this upper trend line. So a little momentum, and I think you could get a lot of fireworks to the upside on the alt space. More so the small and micro cap alts have really been bouncing around, and some pretty decent percentage gains. So that's kind of the area of interest right now on the alts. And we've got a moneymaker buy here, like similar to what we had over here off that level. And so we'd be looking for a bit of an upcycle in various alts. All right, guys, well, that's pretty much it for this video. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Please hit like and subscribe. Again, if you're interested in the specials, head over to tradelikeagenius.com and check those out. Look forward to seeing you guys in the room. All right, take care, guys. Bye.
Trade Genius.